Hello, this is Jaavid Malette from NOS 232, and today I will be discussing and performing live migrations in Windows Server 2012. Okay, to start off, let's talk about what's needed for live migration in Windows Server 2012. Number one, you want to make sure you have two or more servers that are running Hyper-V. And of these servers, you want to make sure that the hardware supports virtualization, the processors of the same manufacturer, the servers on the same Active Directory domain or trust each other. And in my case, for this demo I'm doing today, my servers are on the same domain. Next, you want to make sure that your virtual hard disk, your virtual fiber channel disk, and your live migration security is configured. Your live migration security is, for example, your delegation for the live migration. You want to make sure that all those things are configured. And lastly, you want to make sure that the servers are using VLANs for the live migration. The user account that will be using for the live migration, you want to make sure that it's an admin account and or it's a user account with the permissions to perform a live migration. And lastly, you want to make sure that the Hyper-V roles and Hyper-V management tool is installed on both the source and destination servers. And if you are doing the migration through a shared storage, you want to have Windows failover clustering enabled and configured, and also the cluster share volume or CSV storage in the cluster is enabled. And if you're live migrating using a shared storage, you want to have all your files stored on an SMB share, and also ensure that the permissions on the SMB share have been configured to grant access to the computer accounts of all servers running Hyper-V. So those are just a few things that you need to make sure that you have finished before you are performing your live migration. Okay, to start off with the live migration, let's get started. Oh yeah, sorry. The reasons you want to do a live migration is it allows you to upgrade or perform maintenance on a system um, without having to worry about downtime. So if you need to install something or upgrade someone's VM, you can do it without disrupting their workflow. You know, it's great for in a big company where there's a lot going on and you can't really afford downtime. So you would do a lot of migration and do what you need to do and, to prevent downtime and allow um, workflow to continue. And another reason for using a lot of migration is for load balancing. One processor has too much going on, you can migrate it to a different processor and balance out the load. Some strategies for doing a lot of migration, you could do it via PowerShell. There's a script that you can run through your source PowerShell source server PowerShell to get it over to the destination server. It can be done inside. A lot of migration can be done inside or outside in cluster environment, and with or without shared storage. And there are three different types of migrations, and those three types are live migration, which does not use a cluster, a quick migration, which uses a cluster, and a storage migration, and that moves storage without a cluster. The method I will be using today is obviously the live migration. So let's get started. So when you are doing a live migration, you want to make sure that the Hyper-V settings on both the source and destination servers is configured. So as you can see here, you want to make sure this box is checked, enable incoming and outgoing live migration. You want to also make sure that your IPs are down here. It helps to have these down here to know, um, what's your IPs where you're transferring the server. And since that's my destination server. So this is my source server. Um, yeah, so this is my source server, actually. Okay, sorry about that. So pretty much, this cluster box is my source server, and I want to make sure that enable incoming and outgoing live migrations is enabled, and here are the IPs, so that's good to go. I just do OK, and let's see. We can make DC3 box our destination, and likewise, you want to make sure that enable, make sure that you have incoming and outgoing live migrations enabled along with IPs. Okay, so that's good to go. So what you want to do is, just for viewing purposes, I'm going to connect to the server that I'm going to be transferring, just to have it in the background, make sure that it's still going as I live migrate. So it'll just be right here, just right here. Alright, so what I want to do is right click the server, or right click the server and go to move. And here's your little setup wizard. So you just do next, I want to move the entire VM. Okay, so you want to do RR dash, since DC box will be my destination, RR dash DC. It should populate, and here's the box that I want to transfer to. Okay. And I want to move the virtual machine's data to a single location. So I'll just browse onto the computer, be on the local disk, users, public documents, Hyper-V, virtual hard disk. I want to select that as the source folder or destination folder. Click next, and I'll do finish. Then it's going to be performing the move, and actually I forgot to leave the window up, but maybe I can open it up right quick. Alright, so here's the window. It's doing the live migration. Alright, so I can find that window again. Alright, so it's going to be performing the move. Alright, as you can see, the migration was completed. The box is still running. And just to check, let's go over to the destination. It was moved to DC3 box. And as you can see here, the box is still here. I'll just connect, and boom, there you go.